live anyway. Hello, hello, welcome one and all to the stream, hope you're doing well. Gonna be live for just a couple hours tonight with some more 3000th Duel. I know, I wasn't expecting us to get a lot of content out of this title, like just based off of, you know, what I saw prior to downloading it, but it's actually turned out to be a simple Metroidvania, a simple little indie project, but one that's really good for what it is. All of the systems seem both fair and relatively robust. There's plenty of options for character customization and, like, substantially impactful gear you can acquire from regular enemies. There's a diversity of zones, many of which are, I mean, cut from standard fantasy biomes, but are perfectly solid for what they are, and lots of bosses, which, again, while usually simple, have been well made. So I'm actually really enjoying this so far, and kudos to Korean studio, I believe Neo Popcorn, for bringing it to us. Want to progress just a little bit farther. If you recall, when last we left off, we fell down into the basement of this tower and got eaten alive by these explosive little mummy slimes. Which are something of a problem. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be in the basement yet, so we might be punching above our weight class, so to speak. But we're able to kill these ghoul soldiers really easily, so I'm not sure. Now, there's actually two tower basement zones. There's the tower itself, which is a distinct zone, and then the left and right basements are, like, based around, I want to say, fire and ice damage, respectively. They were like elemental research labs, according to a little bit of lore we found. So, one of these is ice-themed, one of these is fire-themed. This might be the fire-themed lab. There they are, explosive little so-and-sos. We definitely do not want to get caught in that, because just one of their explosions will nearly one-shot us. Fortunately, we take next to no collision damage with enemies anymore. That's good. Ooh, big old green slime. It's been ages, buddy. Right, and the teleporter's off to the left. That would be handy if we had all of our karma. Those guys have a ranged attack? Is that what we just shot out of the air? Must be. Oh no you don't, green slime. I do appreciate that... Oh, okay, so those little, clumps of residue that the slimes leave behind are dangerous. Poisonous, to be specific. Oh god, more of these. Oh, that was close. That probably would have killed us. Easily my least favorite enemy type so far. Explosive mummies, not a good time. No! 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 Oh! Damn it! We lost all of our karma then. All of the karma we had accumulated by the next room. That's a shame. We didn't have that much though, I want to say. So it might be if we miss a jump in that particular room that we're just screwed. Have to keep an eye out then. Okay, those guys go down in 3 combos. Another necklace. Damn it. Already had one of those. Much of the game so far hadn't been super difficult. It seems like, the basements, A, were probably not meant to access quite yet, but there's, aside from the teleporter, no easy way to get out. And B, are a pretty significant step up in difficulty. So was that its projectile just rebounding around up overhead? Yeah, looks like it. Alright. Oh, shit. And it cursed us. Whatever that does, I'm sure it's lovely. Oh! Oh no. Oh, we can't attack while we're cursed. Ah, third necklace. I sure do hope... God damn it, we're taking lots of damage. I sure do hope we could sell that to someone. Yeah, this stage represents a really significant difficulty bump, really.
Oh.
Hello, hello. Hope y'all are doing well. Good evening. How did the rest of the Bloodborne stream go, Potato?
I got...
Pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh?
And I just traded someone. Like, you know, I need to chill.
Did you get within, like, a hair's breadth of bringing Father Gascoigne down again?
I think you were the closest was when you were still there.
Alright, alright. Yeah, that's a tough one. Takes a lot of attempts for, like, many new players. It even still takes a few for me, usually.
I mean, I think Potato just needs to realize that it's not about leveling up, it's about getting good. Because he was farming more souls, more echoes for like leveling up and stuff.
Oh, shit!
Person that's gonna brute force stuff.
You're just gonna level up until you can one-shot him.
No.
Well, as that was almost a one-hit kill, effectively, I'm getting the sinking feeling that we're not supposed to be here yet. Let's go ahead and warp out of this zone.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out. Oh, this is gonna be a long night.
Oh?
Can you hear her?
Oh, just barely in the background, yeah.
Yeah, she is pretty loud, and I think Pep was already getting pissed off by that. Yeah.
Has he been more restless lately as well?
Beppo?
Yeah.
Nah, he's still a baby. His balls haven't dropped yet.
No, I meant, like, as a result of being agitated by all the noise.
Ah, no. He's trying to help her, but he doesn't know what to do, so he's, like, biting her neck. Yeah, he's, like, biting her neck, biting her butt, because she's, like, you know, walking around on her chest with her butt up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to show, like, what she wants, but Pep is like, I don't know, I'm a baby, goddammit, what do I do?
Alright, we can save here and tackle the tower proper again.
So how has the game been so far? Because it looks kind of nice.
Yeah, no, for an indie Metroidvania, like, made by a small studio from Korea, it's really, really good.
The character kind of looks like Sylvanas.
I was going to say they look a bit like a Quarian spliced with War from Darksiders.
Yes, that's true.
Also, our sword is friggin' massive, and this is one of the smaller weapons I've seen so far.
Nice.
So somebody played Dark Souls 1. Now, where was that Dwarf King? Where was that friggin' Dwarf King that offered to improve my weapons? Oh no, you don't, Haunted Gun.
Beppo.
Just jump over the shockwaves, and then the demon soldiers are absolutely no threat whatsoever. Neither is the haunted bowgun, for that matter.
Beppo.
Is it in a passage to the basement, is it? No. Apparently the boss here, I noticed because I was checking the achievement list and it listed it for some reason. The boss here is just something called the Tower Master. I've got no idea what that's going to be. Now, the names of some of the bosses, because I'm certain at least some of this was probably machine translated, are incredible.
Yeah?
You've got very plain ones like, you know, Undead Monarch and all that, but the tutorial boss, or the boss of the first zone, was Demoted Rider.
Oh, the fucking hell. That's why he was a boss, he was...
Or rider.
Rider, like as in one who rides a horse or a motorcycle.
But he was demoted. That would make anyone angry, I guess.
That's actually his backstory, yes.
Really?
He lost his posting, went like mad with grief or grievance, and became like this undead titan. It's amazing.
I bet they wanted to promote him then.
Yeah, absolutely. Godspeed, Demoted Rider. It's like Ghost Rider after he got one too many parking tickets.
Yeah. And Nicolas Cage wasn't cast.
Ooh.
Oof.
The best terrible actor.
Yeah.
Oh, like someone was explaining it to me. Like Nicolas Cage started off as a theater actor.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
And like old school theater, you had to like really exaggerate your
Yes, you do.
impression.
Mm-hmm.
So he sort of just acts like he's in theater.
Yeah, I think that is pretty correct.
I mean, he's great. I love him, but... Oh, what's this? Another ghoul? Yeah, some kind of ghoul.
One thing I'm happy about is Poppy's not yowling, so that's good.
No, she just seems to be growling a lot.
Yeah. She's like doing that, but yeah, usually cats go like, oh, you know, just like full on yowl.
Mm-hmm.
He's saving that for 3 a.m.
The worst hour.
Probably, yeah. It's not the witching hour, it's the cat hour.
The young.
Well, usually it's the terrible clickbait YouTube video hour, in my experience.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, more treasure. Alright, what do we have here? Oh, samurai sword! Well, that's probably pretty good, and indeed it is. A sword that was once used by a warrior from the east. The blade is... Hey, Angel, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, man.
Hi, Angel.
The blade is light and sharp, making it ideal for swift attacks. Pulling the sword out of the sheath and attacking the enemy in a single continuous motion will cause a fatal injury. It's not a matter of discussion, it will. Oh, shortcut? Shortcut! Sick. Yeah, we're staying out of the tower basement for a while. I'm not about to handle that. Hello. There we go. Yeah, guys, I actually think this game's pretty decent. Doesn't it appear so?
Wow. Yeah, so far so good.
It's also look quite interesting.
Yeah, it's got this pleasant, very vaguely exaggerated style that I quite like. Reminds me again of like a lot of the mid-shelf or what would be called AA games from back in the day. You know, like stuff that second-party publishers or developers would produce.
Reminds me a lot of like a mobile game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was made by an indie studio, so that's probably to be expected. I've been playing a lot of really good games from independent Korean studios lately, though. That development scene is really jumping. There's this studio, Neo Popcorn, and then there's... Oh, thank you, Switch. There's, Moon Corp, or Moon Corporation, the folks behind Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Ruina, which are just absolutely brilliant games.
I don't know, I never liked Korean games because they usually involve some sort of grinding in their titles.
Like the MMOs and the like, sure. But lately it seems like there's more of an effort to make more, like, I guess, traditional console-style games, from a lot of the indie scene, and it's... a lot of that stuff is really good! Wait, did we miss a passage over to the right? Oh, damn it! Slime. Yes, we did. Oh. Oh, what is this? Woo! Man. Those were some powerful poison bombs he was packing. Then again, I probably need to dump more levels into health. I've been throwing everything into the damage stat. Probably shouldn't have. There we go. There we go. Sure would like to find a checkpoint or the like soon, though. Jesus Christ. We're never going to learn those bombers properly. Poison doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it does persist for quite some time. Let's work our way around to the chest, then. Oh, it's one of the mages, or as I learned from the bestiary, just priests, again. Oof. Jesus Christ. Oh, priest goes down in 2 hits, though. That ain't half bad.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Ah, yet another teleporter. Excellent. That's almost kinda useful. Ah, another scripture! And we get a full recharge of our healing item. Perfect, I need it.
Nice! Nice, nice. By the way, Angel, your photo of a hornet inspired me to start making my own hornet. So I am crocheting her as we speak.
Again, if you ever
It's
want...
gonna be gigantic.
You ever just want a quick 30 bucks or the equivalent, just find a pimp guard pattern somehow, some way.
Bam guard!
I mean, really, the best character from Hollow Knight, bar none.
He should have been the main character.
He should have! Angel says, your knight is better than most, I see. Oh yeah, I agree. Her work's fantastic.
Thank you. I hope it was worth my non-working middle finger. I'm just waiting for one morning that I wake up with just my middle finger sticking up.
Angel says, my wife doesn't use patterns, she just makes it up as she goes. That's also very impressive.
Wow. That's impressive, yeah.
Jesus, the range on that. God. Here, let's use the pokey pokey. Poke, 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 poke. Climb. Poke, poke. Yeah, platforming combat, just like in Blue Fire. Not perfect, but doesn't feel terrible or anything. Just very tense. Okay. Also, how many karma do we need to level up? Oh, we're carrying a few levels then. We really need to find a... Hey, Eclipse, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, man. We really need to find a checkpoint. Angel says she made a Diva mecha before that. It's pretty nice too. I'll see if I can dig out a photo. Righteous. Clip says, I'm doing okay. How are you guys? I'm doing alright myself. Thank you for asking. tired, of course, and trying to make the most of the little vacation I've carved out for myself, but doing A-okay. You seem to be getting critical attacks denoted by those yellow damage numbers pretty often. Quite pleased with that. We've not even explored half the tower yet. Yikes, that's a pretty big zone then, isn't it? Ugh. Oh no you don't, little slime. There we go. Now those bombardiers are easily the worst thing in this stage. Or any stage where they appear. Everything else we can handle pretty reliably. Oh, well, that slime's not long for the world, is it? Strange that there's so much elemental damage of all types here in the tower. I mean, since they were experimenting on magics associated with ice and fire in the basements, it makes sense that those would be here. Yikes. It's a lot of damage. Okay, just one of these. We can handle them. Think we have an increased chance of dealing a critical from behind enemies? Which, I mean, makes sense. Good. God, what a long zone. It just needs one more good smack and that little hornet will be dead. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Kill the bowgun for a little extra EXP. Oh, it's a priest. It was a priest. Well, the enemies from the dungeon aren't giving us any trouble here. That's good. Welcome back.
The only good thing about her being in heat is that she really, really wants to be brushed.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, normally she's afraid of the brush. Now it's...
Brushy, brush.
God, there's so much to explore here. And none of it a checkpoint. Oh, that's a boss. Oh, that's a boss. Maybe there's a checkpoint if we go downstairs. That would be great. That would just make my day. Oh, some treasure, alright. Violet perfume and an occult candlestick. Is that an accessory? No. Oh, real quick, we ought to... Well, I'd say I'd equip one of the gold belts to increase our item discovery, but we're at a boss, so probably not the best idea. A lift. I don't trust that right now. What's down this other way? Oh! That's what's down the other way. Sorry, did you just block my ult? Oh, that's rude. There we go. Alright. That better give me a ton of karma. Yeah, 250. Nice.
Oh, Eclipse, do you have anything else written from your book? Because I really like the first chapter. I can't wait until you write more.
Health, health, health. Occult Candlestick. Oh, just gives you a lot of additional charges. Alright, we'll drink a strength potion real quick to gain some health back. Just in case. There was nothing over here? Are you kidding me? Maybe nothing over here yet. Let's see. There's scores of secrets we've yet to discover, of course. For instance, where the Dwarf King is so we can upgrade our weapon. What's over here? Ah, haha! This is a shortcut. Exquisite Ring of the Past, Karma Crystal, and a couple Holy Beads. Alright. I'll take it. Oh! This is a safe space, because we have some of the hybrids here. Have you heard the story about the true top of this tower? They say it's way up in the air and cannot be reached on foot. Could that story have something to do with the device at the top of the tower? Alright, so we'll need to come back with navigational upgrades later. Is the Dwarf King anywhere around here? Dwarf King? Hello? No? Alright, well, this is a save point. That's what we're here for. So, boom, we'll take that, and then... you get 4 level ups. Tell you what. Why don't we take... they're really wanting me to get more mind. But...
more mind?
yeah, boost the power of our magic.
Ah.
And certain special techniques. I feel like dumping a couple into strength, 1 into health, and maybe 1 into mind. We'll start slowly building it from there. Oh, and we can use some of the karma fragments and crystals we have to unlock a little bit more. And like in Neo, for every level we should get skill points. Which are super handy. 1 more in mind, why not? And now with these Seal Breaker Stones, we can unlock a bevy of new skills.
Ooh.
Super armor while sliding, increases defense, that all sounds good. But what's over here? Speeds up item use, reduces damage taken from colliding with spikes, that's handy. Get up quickly after being knocked down.
But you got up again?
Indeed. Yeah, a lot of these actually sound pretty good. Super armor while sliding. Damage of mortal blow, yeah, might as well. Okay, so barring anything else, let's tackle the boss. Let's see what we've got. What's this Tower Keeper all about? We also have a fair bit of the region left to discover, and right now we've explored just over a third of the game world, meaning there's a butt-ton to it.
Nice. How long have you been playing it?
This should be around 3.5 hours, maybe close to 4 hours. I mean, it's pretty cheap, too, with free DLC adding new zones and gear and the like. Angel says low battery. Oh, I know, but it's the Switch Pro controller, which you know means you've got a couple hours left, usually. Switch Pro controller... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah? Whenever I see that message, I start getting very anxious. Get the first checkpoint and plug in the cord.
I mean, the Switch Pro controller, though, holds a charge like almost no other
Oh, yeah.
controller I've seen.
That's true, yeah.
And just says,
PS4 also.
I got it from a bundle and didn't realize, so if you buy bundles, you may already have it. That's true. Oh, and Potato, you're right. PS4 controllers, as long as they're relatively newish, do hold a charge really well.
I don't know, I got mine over a year ago. And when I get a warning, like 0 lines on the battery, I still have like 3 hours on it before it just craps out.
Oh, yeah. They last for years. I mean, mine barely holds a charge anymore, but I've had it since launch.
Oh yeah, then that.
Oh.
That's on me. Okay, let's see. What's our boss here going to be? Oh! Hello, Dark Souls.
Oh, wow. Look at your generic knight character.
Hey, I
Or
love
the
me
Power
some generic
Master.
knights. Oh god, that damage and that tracking. Okay, so it goes high then low, usually. High, low, alright. Oh, the reach, though, man. Am I doing something wrong
He's a
here?
bitch. Yes, they're dying. I don't think we should be dying.
Okay, that we can punish. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, that's the only boss so far that's given us serious trouble, and it's just gonna be about dashing over the low blows, I think. And working with the game's iframes, which are not bad, but kind of unusual. Angel says we're really methodical about keeping some AAA and AA batteries charged up at all times, so I swapped my controllers to the little battery holders.
Ooh.
Speaking of, give me a minute, I'm going to plug mine up. I'm just going to have to scooch all of my tech over. Again.
That's the reason why I bought my latest headset, the Arctis Pro, because they have like the charging station for the battery, so I just swapped, and you get 2 batteries with the headset, so you can just swap it out. Haven't been without charge for months.
Nice. Okay. Now I am seeing we might want to actually seriously start investing some points into HP, because, these enemies are starting to hurt, like, a lot. Okay, charging cable. Which one of these is a charging cable? Here we go. From the top. There we go. Oh god. We can slide through that. It's... There we go. Just a matter of timing. Why can I not dash? Okay, so I guess some dashes will just drain our stamina entirely. Oh, god. So we have to be really exact with the timing of our dodge as well. Good. Phase 2. Excuse me? That's a really silly looking dragon and I kind of love it. Oh! Finally, an enemy I can't dash through. I am dead. Shit. Eclipse says this game has some very nice model work. It does. Especially for a game that was made on, clearly a pretty tight budget. That's really solid. Oh, this reminds me of a boss from Death's Gambit. Souls-like I have not played, but have seen several playthroughs of, and it looks kind of interesting. Reminds me of a boss called, I think it was the Spirit of the Phoenix or something. You have to fight it twice, and the second time it's got like a crazy familiar it calls in to strafe the arena.
Is it something you're planning on streaming?
Ooh, no. No, Death's Gambit, is a beautiful looking game with some pretty astounding lore and some really cool boss fights from a conceptual standpoint, but based on what I've heard, it's, like, a little unbalanced.
Brady, you played Immortals Unchained.
Well, yes, but we all knew that was going to be garbage going in.
Yeah.
Death's Gambit might actually be kinda good in certain ways. Exquisite Ring of the Past. Wearing it increases attack by a lot. Okay. Chain Necklace increases ice resistance. Angel says, music is a really big deal in games to me. I know I'm in the minority. No, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. It says, in that regard, this is really falling short for me. Not so much for me, because it reminds me of the soundtracks of a lot of, like, PS2 games, like mid-range PS2 games that I played growing up. Ah, fuck. It just reacts to our dodge way, way too quickly. One. Okay, there we go. Wait until he starts swinging the spear the second time. Or not!
That dragon is so low poly that it's...
Just like Dark Souls 1 with its N64 ass fire, right? Whoa! He just started with a low sweep that time?
Oh, Angel, and I agree, for me music is also a big deal. That's why I love the old school, like, Pyro or Banjo and Kazooie, because they had some very memorable tunes that, like, to this day I whistle when
That's a
Only
very
that
special dragon. Yeah. So, for those who didn't catch last night's stream, the game really wasn't giving us that much difficulty. And now it seems like it's just thrown us up against a boss that, deals an absurd amount of damage, though, again, I probably should have more points in health at this point. And seems to be able to react to the only evasive maneuver they've given us, so kind of ties my hands. Now, in the first phase, I seem to be able to reliably dodge because he goes high then low with the sweeps of his spear. In the second phase, it seems like he can start faking us out with the same animation?
Nice. He's learning.
Angel asks, has anyone played The Messenger? I would say it's the best VGM music in the past decade. No, I haven't.
I really want to play it on the Switch. Everyone that knows the types of games that I like keep recommending it to me, but I just didn't have the time yet.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's Metroidvania, but really, really, like, one of the harder ones, I think. Pixel art, if I remember correctly.
I see.
Quite often on sale as well.
Yeah, see, phase 1 we've got down.
If you really like music in games, you should check out State Roads.
Oh god, yes. It's got maybe my favorite soundtrack in the past 10 years or so.
Oh, and don't forget Everhood.
Everhood's soundtrack is really good. Not one of my all-time favorites, but very good, yes. No. Die. There we go. And the dragon is just... the dragon has left the chat. Okay.
The dragon is just like, bye.
Angel says, I'll put some samples on Discord. I really champion the shit out of the music in that game. Righteous. Thank you. And yes, like Seth, I could not recommend No Straight Roads enough. It's an absolutely gorgeous game with a beautiful story, visual design,
Yeah.
and my favorite soundtrack of the past 10 years, along with Final Fantasy XIV. Really, really good stuff.
So I own only 2 vinyl records in my collection. One is the album of Monsters and Men, and one is No Straight Roads. So
yeah, it's that good.
it's worth. Yeah.
Cliff says that dragon was a weird design. I know, right? Is it in our bestiary? Let me check.
I mean that dragon looks like it's been polished pretty good.
Oh, here's Shalop.
Shalop.
Yes. Legally distinct from Shalob. Oh, here's the tentacle monsters, right? Those are things. Yeah, Tower Dragon. Its model just doesn't load. Oh no.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, it pulled a hell point.
It says it looked like a very cartoony pastel fell beast from Lord of the Rings.
Oh god, you're right. The Tower Master's design's
Yep.
pretty cool, though. I don't
Yeah.
mind this.
Oh my god. But him and the Gold Soldier look like they don't belong in the same game, to be honest.
Right? Oh, hey, it's our friend from the blue cave.
Ah, it's you.
Is you.
It's you again.
Right, so nobody's actually been to the top of the tower. Okay. Oh, wait. He will now sell us stuff if we, quote, examine the item. None of this looks... Oh, he does sell weapons. Such as a gladius. And a halberd for 20,000 karma. Yikes.
You need
A GLaDOS and an Albert.
We can also sell the item, thankfully.
Does he sell at Zweihanda?
I don't think so, no. Go ahead and sell these accessories, though. Anything we've got duplicates of as far as equipment goes, we will sell. There we go. Thank you, sir. How's the Dwarf King around here? Oh, here we go. I remember a story. One day, a prince was returning from another monster hunt. Upon returning to the castle, the prince received news from his adjutant. The prince's lover, a princess from a neighboring kingdom, was gravely ill after being attacked by monsters that appeared in an old tower. The prince grabbed a lance and rode his horse madly towards her, all the while praying for her safety. So, yeah, the way the game works is we receive lore regarding our bosses and their backstories after we defeat them. So that was Tower Keeper's backstory. I see. Angel says, I was wondering if this was an asset flip, but I can't find any of the models on stock 3D sites. That dragon model has me looking side-eyed now. No, I think it was just kind of poorly done. Most of the models in this game look perfectly fine to me, really. Ah, arms and
To be
armor.
honest, most of the assets in this game look like they have been stolen from somewhere. And it feels like the dragon was the only one they tried to make by hand.
No, I'm pretty sure they're just buying stuff off maybe the Unity marketplace.
Yeah. Because, like, quite a lot of these assets or monsters from the bestiary, they don't look like they belong in the same game.
Wait, sorry, hold on. We got the Tower Master's lance? Might have to use that. Oh yeah, it's much better. Yeah, there we go. Poke, poke, poke.
Just stick him with the pointy end.
Of course. I mean, it's really costly to level it up, but we might as well. First step towards the best weapon. You got that right. We'll need plenty more karma in order to further improve this, though. Hope there's a teleporter around here. There's one a few rooms away. I guess that's good enough. And I will say, the overall quality of the gameplay itself is slightly too high for me to think this is an asset flip. Like, a lot of effort went into this. Maybe not certain aspects of its design, but like...
What did the dragon look like? I kind of missed that part.
A very polygonal, like, wyvern or drake that looked like it came from a game about 2 generations before this one. It was very unfortunate. Okay, so I guess we've no choice but to... Well, no, we can tackle the basements again. Why not? When in doubt, basement.
When in doubt, go down.
Mm-hmm. As long as we can dodge those explosive, mummies, I think we'll be in the clear. And since we can improve our weapons more directly now through forging them, maybe I'll be able to invest in health instead of just more strength. Angel says, I don't think asset flip is a slur. Good games can be asset flips. I just think if they're capable of modeling that Dwarven Viking chap, why put that awful dragon in your game? Oh, that's fair. That's totally fair.
They probably, being an indie company, didn't spend money on hiring someone to actually make them the assets. They probably just bought them off asset stores.
Or certain assets that, like, their artists didn't feel confident creating.
I don't know, the whole game looks like a mishmash of different assets.
Oddly enough, when I see this kind of art, the first thing I think of is Odin Sphere. I have no idea why, but that's where my mind goes. Like the backgrounds in particular. It's like Odin Sphere if you paid somebody on Fiverr to recreate it. Oh wait, no, we definitely could access that place from, right? No, we can't. Oh, we've got to go the long way around to reach the teleporter. Damn it. But yeah, so far, for a game that I was expecting to go in and mostly just get some laughs out of, the overall quality of the gameplay has consistently impressed me.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't look bad for an indie project.
Like a studio's first major project, too, yeah.
Yeah. How much was it in the store?
Oh, not much. Like, somewhere, I want to say between 10 and 20 bucks, with the DLC being totally free.
Oh, Yeah, I would maybe pay, like, between 10 and 15 bucks for it.
Pretty sure it was...
That's about... Yeah.
I could be wrong, I want to say it was around 12 for me. Poison Bombardier, stop it. So we'll teleport on over to the forest to reach an easy, accessible save point, then teleport down into the basement to cause ourselves no end of pain. Oh, poor priests, they try. Now on over to the Forest of Civilization again. Here we go. We're going to need some more ambulatory abilities, though, if we really want to access a lot of the outlying goodies. In zones we've already cleared. We'll go ahead and save up here. Thank you, thank you.
Puppy fell asleep on the table.
You will hopefully have a quiet night now, yeah?
Probably a quiet hour.
Has she been up like all night recently?
I'm sorry?
Has she been up like all night recently?
No,
Like
I think it's just like yesterday and today because of the heat, but yeah.
It's still a lot
see
for
how
you,
it is.
right?
Yeah, and it's gonna last for 2 weeks. So
Oh joy.
I really did not need that when I'm moving.
No.
But serves me right for postponing getting to a new church for such a long time. She is, what, 8 months now? Yeah.
Somewhere around there, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, well.
Oh, Lord. Just avoid the exploding folks, and we should be able to make it to the end of this terrible little basement area. And hopefully, some goodies along the way. God. Woo, Lord Almighty, that thing took a lot of punishment. Please tell me they don't respawn. Flying ones are particularly nasty. What do we have here? Please tell me the answer is a checkpoint. Yes, it is, in fact! Haha! Oh, brilliant. And a place we can level ourselves. Nice, nice. Yeah, we'll try getting health up to around 15 sometime soon. Alright, how many skills can we buy? All of one, probably. Let's keep working our way up to more defense. What's over in this alcove?
Death, probably.
Oh, just more slime.
Ah.
Oh, but there was the death. More explodey boys. The worst enemies. Oh, and look, giant anvils hanging to fall on us. That's pretty good, really.
Cute. It's like Looney Tunes.
Yes, indeed. I kinda love that, to be honest. Okay, a place where we can push some crates. Whoa! Oh, and yet another area where we're going to have to push crates to reach, something being guarded by the bombardiers. Yeah, we'll need a double jump or something to reach a lot of these chests. Come on. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Oof. Ah, I see. Come on. Come on. Whoa, really? Well, good aim, if nothing else. Okay. Are there multiple paths here? Or, oh, kind of. Ah, there we go. We're meant to use a pair of boxes. Alright, let's work our way on over then. This may or may not be a good idea. We may have screwed ourselves. Oh, God. Come on, platform, platform. Yeah, we would have needed to push the other box too. Like up against the wall. Well, we'll try again. Whatever's on the other side is worth it, I'm certain.
Sure.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of the treasures in this game are like fairly useful equipment, so that's one thing they definitely got right.
I prefer my chests to be filled with disappointment.
Oh, then play some more Hellpoint.
Yeah.
Have we received any news about patches or the like for Hellpoint, by the way?
No purse, nothing.
Just, oh yeah, that happens, right?
Yeah. Just restart your Switch. Like, thanks,
ignore it.
guys.
Ignore it and
Yeah.
go away.
There we go, let's try this now. Go on, just really wing it right into the wall. There we go, thank you, sir. And of course I teleport right on top of the explosion. It's fine though, we made it, we made it. And in here, okay, skill stone, stamina powder, and iron ore. Okay, the stamina powder have stamina consumption for a certain period of time. Okay, that sounds pretty helpful. Oh, this is a back way into the canal? Alright. That's good to know. Is that all that's down here, though? I suppose so. It is nice that the world's kind of interconnected through, like, portals and little secret paths and the like. Up we go, across we go, down, down, down. We're going to have to fight more Boom Boom boys, aren't we? Ah, of course. For they are the theme of this dungeon. Oh my god. Let's pop back over here and save at the statue, then go see what's off in the other direction. The consumables were kind of helpful. Not gonna question those. So there's two different northern passages here. One above each statue. Oh my god! Oh, he's adorable! And now he's dead.
Oh. You murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah. that happens sometimes.
Try restarting it.
As your D&D character could attest, right, Seth?
Yeah.
Alright, nothing too complex over here. I assume this way is going to invariably take us to the boss. Well, okay, as long as there's not any more boom boys, I think we can handle this. The ghouls are easy enough to mess up. You can only take 3 or 4 hits. These guys can handle 3 full combos, but that's it.
My D&D character's motto is, when in doubt, Eldritch Blast it.
Usually works too, doesn't it?
When it's your
If I
turn,
manage to
Eldritch
hit.
Blast.
Now will this loop around to connect with the other northern passage? Oh my god. One of those things just teleported into existence. You! Okay, so I can swap their projectiles out of the air too. That's good to know. Some kind of revenant there? Hi, how you doing?
Just passing through.
Just passing on, apparently. Ah! Ah! Exhausted my stamina. Oh, fuck! Oh, please tell me the big guys don't respawn. Oh, I'm sure they do. Okay, well we're certainly doing better, so we were meant to fight the Tower Master et al. First. What?! Well, we lost about 2 levels worth because I don't really know what happened there. The game just decided our ultimate didn't fire off and we took contact damage instead? Oh, that's really upsetting, truth be told. Angel says, did you know you incinerated? Right, I'm also quite amused by the death message. We have to remember as well, though, like a lot of localizers, if like professional localizers were employed in this project, and it's not like a machine translation, in which case it's very, very good, probably aren't nearly as used to working with Korean and its like best fits in the English language than they are, say, with Japanese.
Beppo, no.
What's he doing?
Trying to chew on my furniture again.
Oi, necklace. Alright, fine. Down we go. A second chain necklace, okay. At the very least, we can get our karma back pretty quickly. What? Oh! Ah! Why does everything deal so much damage all of a sudden?
Because you didn't put points into vitality.
Well, I put quite a few, actually, if you'll look over here. Like, vitality's at about 12, which it started somewhere in the neighborhood of 5, so for a third of the way through the game, that ain't too bad. Just everything in this dungeon deals an absurd amount of damage relative to what we're used to seeing. Huh, well that time that enemy didn't do much of anything. There we go. Okay, so the bees just fire a spread shot and take quite a while to unleash too. That's good to know. I wonder if the game's intended to be played with some amount of grinding for levels or anything like that. I don't think so, because our damage output has been pretty consistently sufficient throughout the whole playthrough. There we are. Okay, let's try this again. Angel says, well, you should know. Are you taking unavoidable hits or playing it incorrectly? No one else can really say but you. It's not so much unavoidable as, it feels like a lot of the hits that we're taking that, like, in a Dark Souls or something like that would deal relatively minor damage, are dealing a significant amount in this area alone. Other than that, bosses and enemies' damage outputs have been really consistent. If we get hit by something with a really heavy telegraph, it's probably going to do a lot of damage. If we get hit by something with a short telegraph, it's going to do a relatively light amount of damage. So I don't know, maybe this is a bonus area or something? I kind of get that feeling. In which case, the rewards better be pretty slammin'. And I'm sure they will be. Oh, what is that? It's a larger headbutting zombie. Gold necklace. Alright, we can go all 70s up in here. Necklaces are usually defensive, though, right? Increases flame resistance, decreases ice resistance, and occult attack. Okay. So not really my thing.
You're all about the offense.
I'm all about killing enemies as quickly as possible so they can't hit me. Now what is this? Shortcut? Yes, indeed. Oh, and our boss. Okay, so each of these basements is gonna have a boss. Now, remember, one basement was based around the research of fire, the other the research of ice magic. I'm not sure which this is because we've not seen a lot of, I guess fire-based? Barely, just based off of the enemies? Shall we get more health, or... Yeah, we'll keep building health slowly but surely. Don't have any karma. Alright. Oh, we will be able to buy another skill, though, and in this case, ta-da! More, defense. Which is exactly what we needed. So let's take on what I assume is gonna be the fireballs after we save at the checkpoint to get our healing charges back. Right like that.
Angel, have you found the photo of the mecha?
Ah, no, this is the Ice Mage, Frozen Wizard.
Wow. Very creative name.
Descriptive, though. It's exactly what it says on the tin. Ooh. Okay, there was a telegraph there.
Today, the Germaners.
Oh god.
Posted a few things
Fuck.
in Discord. Okay, let me check. Oh wow, they're so cute.
Let's see.
Look at that Kirby.
Oh my, yes, those are adorable. Wow.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Very well done. Okay, so bad news, as usual, hits like a truck. Good news, it only seems to have 2 attacks. We can deal with that. 1 second, sir, be right with you. Just gotta get my karma back. Thank you. Gotta watch for the pillars because they hurt like nothing else. If he's even going to use that attack. Oh, really? Okay, so he can spawn the projectiles right on top of us. That's something to keep an eye out for. Phase 2. Sir? Oh! He's fled up to a 2nd stage. And dropped anvils on us. Okay. I'll bite. That's pretty good. Also got a melee attack. Oh! Shit!
Yikes.
Oh, he can summon the explosive guys now. Alright. That says only has 2 attacks, but both feel like I got run over by an 18-wheeler. Right! Right! Oh, man. Okay, so 2nd phase, entirely different moveset. But we're learning these, at the least.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like we don't have enough defense just on the whole, like, almost anything will kill us in 2 hits. Despite... Oh! Like that. Despite the levels I've put into, vitality. So that's an issue I am having. But everything else about the game's combat, overall, yeah, pretty good. On. Just a little more. There we go. He's on to phase 2, meaning I am going to take one of our minor healing potions just to help us out. There we go. And get ready, because he can summon the fucking explosives. Oh, and anvils. Why on earth could I forget about anvils? And I see stairs leading up, so there's going to be a 3rd phase to this. Ah! Okay, so I don't like the fact that he calls in 3 of the explosives in a tiny little area, either. Because that effectively necessitates multiple consecutive dashes, and if we have totally full stamina, can only pull off 2. Yeah, Angel says ruthless. It is, it really is. And aside from the 2k we lost in this tower, we've not, like, lost our karma before, so it's not like we're missing levels we should have, a la Dark Souls. This guy, or a lot of things in this tower just hurt like mothers, you know?
Did your mother do to you?
But, I mean, I'm willing to be relatively forgiving here because balance is one thing that a lot of games that take, shall we say, Souls-like inspiration tend to have little hiccups with here and there. Thank you, Eclipse. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I think we do have this. Just gotta...
You gotta believe.
Wait, now he's using Phase 1 attacks again? I mean, I guess he can. Oh, God.
He's an independent boss, he can do whatever he wants.
Oh my God! And did you notice after the first little explosive mummy went off, he just summoned in another one? I can only think, given the difficulty of the last area, that, and since these are below the tower, that these are optional. Like, we get something really good for doing this. And on the other side, we'll find Burning Wizard, no doubt. No, I'm fairly certain that's what's going on, because one of these was an ice research laboratory and the other was a fire research laboratory. Yeah, these two attacks we've got down, for the most part. Clear telegraph on that, I like it. And to compensate for the fact that he's, like, oh god, free-flying, he doesn't, deal any contact damage. Ah! Lord! But you guys see what I mean. Almost every single one of his attacks drains most of our health.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got 4 heals that don't heal us fully. And he's got...
Can return here later?
I'm feeling like these are just going to be difficult. These two are going to be difficult no matter what we do. And we've already reached a boss, so God help me, I'm gonna plow through it.
So unlike Potato, you just need to get good.
Well, no, I'm just really determined that I'm not going to let anything go unseen here. There you go, just waste that attack, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Angel asks, anything with frost resist? I do have some stuff, yes. But if you notice, he's dealing 2 different colors of damage, one white, one blue. The blue numbers, which are usually much smaller, correspond to his frost damage. He's just dealing, near as I could tell, an obscene amount of purely physical damage, oddly enough.
Yeah, but even if you would just negate a little bit of frost damage, should help him.
You would think, but it's not frost I'm worried about. It's this. It'd be great if I could get them to go off on him instead. Like if there was a kiting mechanic. Alright, phase 3. He's got red eyes now, meaning we are almost assuredly toast. It just says Sapphiron. Yeah, this is rough, not gonna lie. Ooh. Got like some bullet hell elements here. Ah! God. Well, Phase 2's much harder than Phase 3. Phase 3, we've got a nice open arena. So if we can get him up there without just taking all of the hits in the world in Phase 2, I think we'll be good. We've gotten to where we can consistently dodge, or fairly consistently dodge the little guys, so that's a massive help. Here come the projectiles. I'd love it if there was like a deflect... What? Okay. Seemed like the telegraph was a little far off from us, but that's fine. No! Fucking hell. Something else that's throwing me off after, like, Hollow Knight is, it seems like our dash, I mean, it's good, it gives us iframes and all that, but it just throws you forward, and if you notice, watch, hold on. There's a brief second after our dash where I can't move at all. Like, you were stuck at the point of destination. It's less than a second, but it is jarring coming from something, again, like Hollow Knight. Okay, projectiles, come on. Phase 2. Let's try this again. Here they come. Go. Certainly does have a lot of health for a mage, doesn't it?
Very funky.
At least we were able to unleash on him there. And we've got a mortal blow saved up. Like so. What?
No! He took my yarn and left.
Beppo? Ah, of course. There we are! That's it. Oh, well, that's a fitting reward. We got Satan's belt. Alright, what is Satan's belt?
This game is so good.
What?
Nothing. It just, you know, straight to the point. It's not even, like, belt of evil or something. No, Satan's belt.
I feel like we just killed Satan. A belt...
A blue Satan, apparently.
Looked disturbingly like Sans, yeah. Belt made out of leather tanned in violet. It has the face of a demon as a decoration in the middle. Wearing it makes it easier to discover spells. Oh! Well, that's garbage. Angel says, nice, first try. Right, yes, of course, we all saw me do that,
Zero
right?
death.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that you got a really good reward for this optional boss.
Absolute garbage. Alright, let's get some lore at least. Game, if nothing else, give me that. Oh wait, more goodies. Karma... Skill stone and some more. All right, that's not terrible. Wait, we're back in the tower? No. No, oh god. Now we've got to go explore the rightmost side of the tower. This basement, of course. The fire laboratory. Right on over here. Alright, Fire Lab, what you got? Couldn't possibly be worse than that, right? Famous last words?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, something else. Oh, but there's an essential skill over there, and if I open up my skills, it's one we're not supposed to unlock until much later in the game. Okay. Haha, I'm in danger. Let's try that again. I explored just a little tiny bit of the rightmost tower, or the rightmost basement, and it seemed to be similar-ish. Like a lot of the same enemies. Also goodies. Vitality Crown. Hello. Just touching it makes you feel more energized. Wearing it increases your stamina recovery rate. Ah, maybe before certain bosses. Now let's see, yeah, this area seems to be just a little smaller, and we've not explored much of it yet. Got ghoul soldiers, that's fine, that's fine. Nothing we haven't handled before. This is Grass Crest Shield. Yeah, really, if we use stamina for more things than just our teleport, it would be well worth it, but right now, our damage output, I think, is going to remain king. I love the Grass Crest Shield, though. I typically use it for most of my Dark Souls playthroughs, at least for part of the game, anyway. That and the Chloranthy Ring. Ring of Favor and Protection when available as well. Oh no, I see. We need, like, a navigational ability we won't acquire for some time to get over. Right. Alright. Well, at least we know that this area's here. Angel says it's real. Yeah, it's really broken. Really, really good, at least. Yeah. Speaking of broken, see also this demon's ass after our sword is done with it. Bam! At least they're giving us plenty of karma, which we can then use to reforge our sword. We didn't happen to get a better weapon anywhere, did we? No. Did we even get, like, a spell from that wizard? Oh yeah, we did. No, that's what we got from the Executed Knight. Never mind. The regular ghoul soldiers can't do a thing to us at this point. Anvil! Let's make our way up to the teleporter. Angel says it's fairly light, blocks a lot of damage, you can parry with it, you get it really early in the game and has a great ability. I consider it very powerful in Dark Souls 1 anyway. Yeah, no. And it remains super useful throughout the series. Hence why I'm a big fan. Oh, we finally reached a point where we can rupture the little boom boom boys in 2 hits, though. That's nice.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go off now. Good night.
Okay.
Alright, thank you so much for joining us, Potato. And thanks for a great stream earlier today.
Oh yeah, thanks for being there.
Of course, anytime. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now let's see, friends. We want to head to the tower warp zone. Maybe we want to go ahead and... Oh, yikes. It just super armored straight through that. There we go. I was going to say we want to kill that thing because it gives us a fair amount of karma, which I hope to use to strengthen this sword in conjunction with a lot of our ores. That way we don't have to just keep dumping points into strength.
Mm-hmm.
Everything seems to be poison-based in the main tower for whatever reason. It looks like on the other side of the tower is yet another forest. It's like the caves from Amalur all over again. Angel says, I just found a cup of tea I made 5 minutes ago and forgot about. I'm so happy. Little tear in my eye.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love when that happens with coffee. I make it and then, take Beppo for a walk, do some shit, and then I'm like, oh wait a minute. Coffee.
Thank God for small miracles, as they say.
Yes. Doesn't even matter that it's cold at this point.
No, it's just, you now don't have to work additionally for something you thought you would have to. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey Val, welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well.
Hey Val.
Let's make our way over to that third forest and see what it's on about. The zombies look very Plants vs. Zombies-ish, don't they? Wait for it. I will gladly take a little bit of contact damage if it means I don't have to be hit by another one of those bombs. Nearly to a save point, so we can go ahead and be a little frivolous with our healing. Die! Okay, so they deal almost exclusively poison damage. That's kind of unusual at this point in the game. It's okay if we take damage, we're almost there. After this, we're going to be in the Tower Masters arena again, I think. I'm doing alright, Val, thank you. How are you? Wait. Was this the right way? Oh god, yeah it is. I just forgot how long this path is. Go. We'll also need to find a way to get to the top of the tower at some point because everybody's going on about whatever is or isn't up there. And as we know, adventuring is driven exclusively by FOMO.
FOMO?
Fear of missing out. Common marketing term over here.
Interesting.
Not now, bees. Not now. Okay, that was unpleasant, but we can still make this. Val says, nice Adachi. Oh, thank you. All weapons in this game are just really, really long. I can dig it. And I just hit 60 hours turned in for the week while only being there around 48. I'm happy. Right, well done.
Nice.
Val says everything looks ornate. It does, it does. Let me see. Oh wait, did we never even explore the uppermost reach of this? Ah, right, we can't. We need a double jump or something. We need it now. Also, that spear sure is something. Yeah, it's a boss weapon. Looks really nice, actually. Especially when it's actually proportional to the wielder, as it was in the case of the boss. This is a really good game for what it is, honestly. I'm having quite a fun time with it. Over and down. Eclipse says that's more of a halberd than a spear or a glaive. Yeah, it looks like an over-designed glaive. You know what it looks like? It looks like if Soul Calibur from the series of the same name were fashioned into a polearm. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. Wait, no, we're not buying levels. We're improving the sword. Sword. Were you able to find out anything about the past? No, but I could probably sell the item. Let's see. What do we want to sell? Do we have any duplicates? Oh yeah, we've got 3 chain necklaces. We don't need 2 of those. Now to Dwarf Man over here.
I'm gonna head off to bed as well. Good night, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us, Steph. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Let's enhance the weapon. Oh god, we need 5k karma to upgrade it again? Yikes. Well, that better result in a damn good weapon. And we've just got the 1 fragment. It's not going to be anywhere near enough, no. Well, it's better. That's all that matters. Strange that weapon upgrades are so costly. This, I suppose, is where we can find our, based on the location, or the icon on the map, this is where we can find our magic trainer once we actually recruit them out in the world. Okay, let's tackle this forest of no return then. Oh, after we climb up here. Oh! Now they give us a portal, right? To the hub. Well, makes sense that there'd be one. Not gonna complain. Good to have. Now says I'd call it a faux shard, mainly because the term faux shard is so nebulous it practically encompasses anything that doesn't fully classify as halberd, bardiche, or some other kind of spear. Interesting, interesting. Oh, is it the... Hey, it's a dragon that looks slightly better than the last one. Well, credit there. See, they listened to feedback. It got better. So this is clearly our haunted forest biome, right? Yep, we've got Plants vs. Zombies, undead running around with clubs. Definitely haunted forest. I think not Blue Snake. Angel says that one looked pretty good at first glance. No way the same people made them both. Maybe one was made by the actual art team, because a lot of the other assets do look like they were made by either an art team or a couple of art teams. And somebody way more experienced made the dragon, like the dragon we just saw. Like, I'm seeing some general aesthetic cohesion across, like, character models and the like. Everything's got this exaggerated kind of slightly chibi look to it. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Gotta keep our eyes peeled for these hands, then. It's a very slight upgrade to the poison-spitting, fly traps from earlier in the game. These fire 2 projectiles at a time. Oh, no. These crumble, right? Yep. Angel says, feels like they could have scaled that one down and given it a texture swap and it would have looked way better than the early 90s one. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. My mic just fell over. Oof. If anybody out there is wearing headphones, I apologize. There we are. Sorry about that one. Do they still just fire the one projectile? They do! Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have a proper setup. And you've got a mic that's really top-heavy. It's a beautiful mic, like studio quality. But, its little tripod is very, very compact. Val says, my guess is that they had some 3D modelers for the majority of their assets, but they had a true artist or animator work on the dragon, which they created a model for based on the drawing. Yeah, probably. Significant characters received more time. Val asked the snowball, correct? Nope, this is a Rode microphone. I can't recall the exact model off the top of my head. It's like an NT 4750 or something like that, I want to say. But it says I have a snowball. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, your mic quality is consistently pretty solid. It's good stuff, right? Mushrooms? Oh, are we bouncing on mushrooms? Ah, of course we are. Alright. Oh, a dark slime. Well, they also explode into darkness effluvia. Nope. It's just the poison ones that seem to fragment after death. See a massive golem over there. That's concerning. What we need, clearly, is some kind of double jump. That just ain't doing it. Alright, Val, see you soon. Heal. Oh, so cute! Oh, they can block us as well, can they? That's no fun. Down it goes. Lots of karma, I hope. Lots of karma. Yeah, 250 again. Nice. Fortunately, it's easy enough to keep most enemies stun locked, provided they're not out of range. Let's just explore the entire forest as best we can. There certainly is a lot to this room. Huh. Well, let's see what's down here first. Ah! Checkpoint! Good choice then, I suppose. We can also level up several times. Is there gonna be a teleporter right over here? If so, I would be inclined to use it, but nope. Just some ghoul soldiers. So tell you what, why don't we put 1 in vitality, 2 in strength. Get us up to some nice round numbers that for some reason just make me feel better. Seal breaker stones. Right, we've got 5 of these suckers to spend. Successful charge blow hit increases the chance of lowering enemies' defense. That's pretty good. But why don't we work our way towards taking less damage from spikes and reducing our recovery time. Oh, most of these skills are costly, though. I see. Let's see what's up and to the right. No really considerable threats from here to the northeast, so I think we'll be good. We won't have to fight the golem again, I don't think. Alright, but there is one of these guys, of course. Up we go. Boing. Oh no, we... That was terrible. We had to double bounce. Alright, what's over here then? Some hands, and a revenant. Revenants aren't as bad as I thought they were when we first met them back at the castle, though. They can take all of 2 combos before going down. So it seems like the most dangerous enemies here are the golems. Everything else so far we've been able to handle. Clip says you've outgrown the Revenant. We have, haven't we? Oh, I like that. They hid those hands behind a destructible piece of terrain in the foreground. Nice, nice. I also do like that the camera zooms in and out accordingly relative to, like, the size of the room we're in. Ah, blue hands. And yes, palette swaps and the like do apparently count as totally different enemies. Exquisite golden ring. Something even more powerful? No, increases defense. Like, substantially, apparently. Maybe for boss battles. Maybe for boss battles. Right now I like our damage output to be where it is, though. The Dead Whisper. Ah, I would like to travel back in time and meet with the Master, as a sign of fate. Well, I see there's some kind of arch here. Perhaps we have to return with something later on? Yeah. Yeah, it's even marked with... The room is marked with a special symbol on our map. Yeah, at least we got the ring, that's handy. Oof. So now it's back to our checkpoint and then down to the right. How much of this forest have we explored so far? About a third. About a third. And is that... Yeah, we've explored not quite half of the game's world so far, and I'm curious to know if that's just the base game, or if they're including both the base game and the DLC zones in that calculation. Because the DLC did... And again, for totally free DLC, it added a ton of new content, apparently. Like, I want to say it said over 100 new screens, spread across several zones with new bosses and weapons and the whole nine. Which, again, for free DLC is absurdly generous. I have to give the devs props for that. Granted, free DLC at all in this day and age that wasn't just ripped off the disc is generous. What's this for free DLC? That's nuts. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these Korean indie developers that have really been pushing products out lately, demonstrate, especially for, like, teams with limited budgets, remarkable quality. And a very consistent improvement in product quality across, like, the lifetime of the studio. Again, the premier one that's, in my mind, is Moon Corporation, which handled the release of Lobotomy Corporation, a brilliant SCP-inspired management game that I adore with all my heart and soul, despite it also being really, really excruciatingly difficult. And which an excellent screenshot Let's Play of has been constructed over at the Let's Play Beach, lpbeach.com, or lpbeach.uk, I think. Or at Something Awful if you prefer to access it there. And are releasing Library of Ruina later this month. It's been in early access for ages. I got it, like, last week and have been playing through. It's a brilliant, like, turn-based tactical combat game. Eclipse says, in today's era where you can pay an arm and a leg for the chance to get something. Yeah, right? And doesn't Korea and the like have very different laws based on microtransactions? I want to say yes. I don't know for certain, though. That might actually be a good topic for the podcast. I'll have to look into that. Thank you for bringing it up, though. Oh, there we go. Looks like our mortal blow actually proved mortal that time. Oh, and I love the little imps. They're so adorable. Totally ineffectual, but adorable. Frankly, after our time in the frozen basement, ineffectual doesn't sound too bad to me. Okay, so these things are following us. I thought those bugs just kind of strafed before, but I suppose not. Or maybe they were going to hover to the platform and then, like, just... Oh, no! Hover back. Okay. We'll need a double jump just to fill in some of these empty spaces, like little quadrants in rooms we've already fully explored on the map. Cliff says, Pokemon, it's not very effective. Brady, but it is effective. Right, it's better than what we've got. It's less painful for me. I'll take it all. Okay, big mushroom, what you got for us? Teleporter? I see some kind of checkpoint again. Hey! Alright, alright. Far be it from me to look a gift horse in the mouth, but, why? Let's buy a little more stamina this time. And with our new skill stones, we have to buy Charge Blow Extreme so we can get to the good stuff. Their attacks are pretty easy to dodge through, thankfully. And what's down here? Oh! That was the large armor clanking sound I was hearing. It was just one of these guys. No biggie. I don't think the little dark slimes give us anything, unfortunately. Oh, hello, tall, thin skeleton. We found the deluxe model, ladies and gents. And we proceeded immediately to blow it the hell up. We're going to need another navigational upgrade. So much of this game's world layout really communicates to me that we're just going to get a double jump at some point. The only question is when, because I want the treasures. Golden necklace, okay, we can sell that because it's a duplicate. Nice. Do we have any karma fragments or anything like that? Nope. Alright. Well, guess it's boss time, right? Wait, karma crystal! Now you give one to us. And we'll put a little bit in vitality. This will be the last level I take for a while because I do want to focus on getting enough karma to upgrade our sword just one more time. Totally different zone now? Yeah, the stone grave. Alright. So this is like a ruined battlefield or what have you. Right? Another hybrid, right? This place may be a stone grave at the moment, but there once was a shrine here dedicated to the god of wind. I'm searching for the priest's key, which has gone missing. It's also known as the stone grave key. Alright. And we need a stone to activate the portal in the forest, according to our little buddy. Whoa. Cliff says, oh, that's such a cool little owl design. Yeah, most of the NPCs, non-hostile NPCs anyway, are these absolutely adorable little, anthropomorphic animal people. Alright, so the zombies have taken on a more advanced form. Oh, and we can ride updrafts. Handy. I do really like the music, I will say that much. It's standard, like, fantasy game stuff from, like, 2 console generations ago, but as I've said before, that just makes me kind of nostalgic for the games I grew up with. Oh, hi, Super Wolf. Oh, hi, doggy. So I think the direction of its attack is locked in when it howls. Oof. Ouch. As long as we've got the space to maneuver around them, they're really not that bad. Exquisite ancient ring, that's what I'm talking about. Oh no, just a considerably higher critical hit rate. Alright, that could be handy. And a bunch of occult candles. And down here, we have... oh no, we have platforming. We have platforming with updrafts. Oh lord, no. Okay. Oh, we're taking lots of damage, but I'm sure... let's bring up our map. Yeah, we've already discovered over a quarter of the map. Whoa! We're gonna find a checkpoint or something of the sort before too long. Like here, maybe? Oh, what's that? Oh, just a ranged little ghoul. It's a red-eyed one, though, and okay, it can take some punishment. One, two, three. Alright. Let's keep pushing against the wind. Checkpoint! Now you're talking. Maybe there was a teleporter on the other side? Like a portal? Other side of that path we took to get here, I mean. Okay, probably don't want to head there just yet. Apologies if you can hear the neighbor's dogs, they're in rare form. Ah, shortcut. Right. Alright, well, might as well just keep continuing along this way. We can go back for that other path at a later time. Ooh, these red-eyed variants of enemies are much more durable. Alright, we managed to bring that thing down. It's an enemy type we've not seen since Force number 2. At least we can stun-lock these. We can't stun-lock those creeping plantoid creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Oh, there's another smooth strutting skeleton. As long as we don't wander into the updraft, we should be fine. It's an interesting level gimmick, I suppose. Nice. What's over here? Maybe we should explore to the left first, see if that brings us back around. Is a short-range punch these guys only real offensive maneuver? I think so. At Oh, we're good then. Aside from knocking us into the environmental hazards, they don't really pose much of a threat. Nice, nice. What is this, then? We had to be nearing the end of the level, or it's a boss over to the right, yeah? Oof. Down it goes. And down we go. A little prematurely, though. No! Oh, God. Forgot how much damage actual attacks instead of contact deal in this game. Christ. Alright, well, we've got a ways to run. Let's see, what are our sealed skills? When do we get a double jump? Maybe this? Or this? Angel says, been a while since statue. Yeah, it certainly has. But that was also with me trying to fight and kill everything. We're not about to do that this time. We're going to get back to what we lost ASAP. Well, maybe we'll take on a couple of these guys for just a little bit of extra karma. Compared to what we're used to, this zone is very short, so I don't mind this as much as I would otherwise. And see, we're back in the same room where we lost our karma. Quick and easy, surprisingly. These things are the worst, though. We've got to burn them down before they burn us down. Oh, we got the flame spell from them, though. That's mighty handy, I guess. I remember one of the NPCs telling us we can dash to extinguish flames and reduce the burn status effect's duration considerably, so that's exactly what we're doing. Oh, this is not the place to have to fight our Karma Soul, but let's do it anyway. There we go. Oh, and we got a second flamethrower spell. Nice. I'll gladly accept it. Oh, we already get the boss lore? Crevices are forming all over the place, and gusts of wind are growing more frequent. A priest predicted the future based on these unusual phenomena. Areas surrounding the castle were turned into habitats of monsters long ago, but this place, where God is worshipped, was left unscathed. Another thick dust cloud is rolling in. It's time to perform a ceremony before body turns to stone. Oh, or is this the priest? Oh, this must be our magic trainer, right. Okay, thank you. Do we have occult supplies here? Karma crystal and sorcery books, alright. Angel says Hyotoko mask. Oh. Oh, if only. Now let's see, speaking of goodies, speaking of consumables, let's go consume some stuff to upgrade our sword once more. The flamethrower spell doesn't sound super useful to me, though. We've not been using spells, or we've not had to, thankfully. Real quick, let's sell some items. We've got quite a few duplicates, right? Or no, just an extra necklace, but that's worth another 150. That's fair. That's fair. I'll take it. Yes, let's enhance our weapon even further. while we're here, we might as well go hit up the save point to get our Violet Scriptures back. I do like that these teleporters are becoming more and more frequent in the world, so we're kind of creating a reasonable fast travel network. I dig it. Back to the grave. I assume we're going to get some kind of mobility upgrade here, given, like, the emphasis on flying creatures and the winds. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Oh, really? Ooh, that was a terrible way to start. Really? Okay, so running with the wind is actually much harder than running against it, as it happens. What's over here? Oh, right, another wolf. Not a very resilient one, though. Oh, what's this? Closed off by enchanted rocks. I know it says enchanted, but I have a feeling they meant enchanted. And over here? Is this maybe a way to open up the shortcut to our checkpoint? I hope so. Angel says you could do a full dash with just 1 stamina. That seems abusable. Maybe? But at the same time, seems like no matter how much stamina we get, it's going to be very irregular if we make it to where we can dash like 3 times consecutively. Not fighting all these guys, because we essentially already did this. Yep, here we go. Checkpoint. That's what we're here for. Nice, nice. Perfect. I love that. So I assume our boss is over here? Now we've got goodies. Fighting spirit and strength crystals. Yep, that's our boss. And I guess if we want to make it through the stones, we've got to fight whatever's on the other side of this. How many points do we need for a level? Ah, yeah, let's go back and grab 1 more level. Maybe just a little more strength. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. And here we can upgrade, well, we're about to unlock the really good upgrades. But what were those crystals we unlocked, or we picked up? Okay, they're temporary buffs, never mind. I generally try to avoid using consumable, like, temporary buff items in games like this. I prefer working just on my stats, and if those feel inadequate, just expanding them through levels as necessary. Okay, let's fight the priest. Oh, he's another big rock golem. Stone Grave Guard, alright. Oh, I was going to say, could we only attack the... Can we only attack the head, but... Fuck. This is an easy enough pattern. It's just, yeah, don't be on the same level. Oh. Whoa! Yeah, we definitely need a double jump. So this is a lane-based fight, kind of. But then it's also got this one attack that just seems to smash through all 3 lanes. And kind of like the big overhead smash from the knight in the dungeon, I have a feeling I'm really gonna have to take some time to learn whatever dodge timing we need for that, because we couldn't really dash through him, then we take contact damage. You don't take contact damage on the leftmost side of the screen, unless he clocks you with one of his attacks. But otherwise, you do take a little bit if you move to the center or to the right of the screen. To keep you from just hanging out in his blind spot, I'd imagine. Angel says, think you need to be at his feet during that attack? Yeah, well, it dealt less damage to us there. You're absolutely right about that. Okay. Fireballs and punches are pretty easy to deal with, relatively speaking. Phase 2? Of course. Ah! I see, now the wind kicks in. Oh, that's an interesting way to switch it up. Make a fight all about positioning and then introduce a, like, terrain element to disrupt the player's positioning. Ah, good eye, Angel. We did have to dash right into his... Oh, that was a mid-range punch. Couldn't tell. Oh! 2 rounds of it. Okay, I kinda like this boss. Oh, really? I'll say this, projectile attacks in general, ours and the enemies, deal way more damage in this game than I was expecting going in. They're about as powerful... No, honestly, projectiles, both from ourselves and enemies, bosses included, of course, seem to be more potent than their melee counterparts. It's kind of unusual. Oh. I didn't even mean to dodge down there either, I just kind of fell. Okay. Oh no. Oh, we actually dodged. Oh, yikes. Through that. Oh, he's spamming it, though. Damn you. Really? Ugh. So I don't like that. I don't like that certain fights have been made really easy or really hard by our enemies just spamming one attack sometimes as many as 5 or 6 times in a row. That's... Even when it makes the fight easier for us, it doesn't really feel good, you know what I mean? Especially when it's that one attack I have no idea how to consistently dodge. Okay, there we go. Also, our healing item doesn't do shit, does it? And this is after we've upgraded it to heal more damage. Oh, God! The issue I'm having with this one isn't that his attacks are all that hard to dodge. They're not, relatively speaking. It's largely just that the hitbox on that one attack, the slam, is so absurdly generous to the boss. And every single one of its attacks, including the projectiles, knocks us off our feet, forces us to heal. Our heal doesn't do jack shit, so that's kind of a problem. We can just jump the high punch, though. That's kind of good. High-low. Eclipse says slam attacks tend to be generous. Oh yeah, see also, every boss in Bloodborne. Ah. God. There we go. That's got it. Alright, that was a mess, but that's another boss down. And what do we get? Oh, we actually get its wind spell. Okay. Depending on what that is, that could be pretty good. In fact, let's see. We've not switched out our occult spells for a while, so... we don't use... Frankly, we don't use this all that much. Summons a dark tornado that moves forward. A fireball that penetrates through the enemies in front. Let's try that. And that. Just seemed to be a little bit stronger than what we were already working with. We didn't get quite enough for one level, but that's fine. I'm expecting our goodies will be over here, yes. There's our skill. Healing bead. What are these? Clears the negative status effect, bleed. Okay. There we are, a double jump. Hey, presto. That's what we've been waiting for. And all of these seem to be quite expensive. Yes, really rather expensive. Get back up quickly after being knocked back. That sounds good to me. What? Oh, it's the dragon. Hi, hello. You foolish human. Look, this is the result of your greed. You must use your powers to change the world. Listen to me carefully. There aren't that many opportunities left. Its dissension isn't far away. When you've become self-aware and are ready, come find me. I'll wait for you at the tower's top. This is high, decent Dargan. Okay, that was illuminating. Oh, double jump. Perfect. Now we can actually access, well, damn, almost everything we couldn't before. Maybe we can make it through those warded stones now? While we're at it, let's try out one of our new occulted spells. Oh, that's really decent range, if nothing else. Oh, they bled us. Oh! Ah! Alright, take care, Val. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. Okay, so the wind, which didn't really bother me too much going through the first time, much more of a pain when you're trying to navigate quickly. But I do want to go see if something's opened up in the northeast. I don't know if you've noticed as well, but we're also hitting a point where this is something that's really common in a lot of, like, Japanese RPGs, or, like, just the general, a JRPG-esque approach to, like, combat difficulty. Have you noticed we're reaching a point where seemingly every single enemy attack inflicts some kind of status effect or another? I was never big on that growing up. Get them both. They take my karma, I'm going to take theirs. Yeah, so up here in the northeast, what do we have? Nope, probably still can't open it. Nope, no dice. There's nothing in the southeast, is there? No. Oh, but there is a treasure box over here we missed. Nice. I'll gladly take it. What do we have? Oh, some perfume and more karma. Handy, handy. Never gonna shirk that. Even though it's a little bit of karma, just like in Dark Souls, every little bit helps. So now that we can double jump, let's try using our teleporter to head back to the castle and access both its upper... Oh right, I forgot about this screen. Its uppermost and lowermost levels. We can now access the basement. Castle basement right, I think it was? Let's go see what kind of nonsense awaits us there in the flame laboratory. Oh yeah, we can do 2 consecutive air dashes and 2 consecutive jumps. I think we're gonna be in really good shape moving forward. It's crazy to think, but yeah, something like a double jump can really be a game changer in some scenarios in games like this. Is there anything else we could have gathered back here as well? Certainly not the castle heart. Nor the forest. Hold on, do we have what we need to unlock those purple or yellow doors? I don't think so, but let's just let's take a look and make sure. We've also discovered just over half of the world now. That's pretty cool. Yep, violet stone doors firmly shut. The other one is like the yellow barrier indicates an iron gate we don't have a key for yet. So, we're going to head... Probably want to head to the basement so that we can just head down and across. You know there's going to be good stuff in the other side of the basement, guarded by a crazy sorcerer boss, no doubt, but good stuff nonetheless. Regular ghoul soldiers, these blue ones, absolutely nothing. I think they've got a very short-range physical attack, and that is it. These guys are kind of nasty, though. It's the purple ghoul soldiers, the ones with the curse bullets we need to watch out for. Oh, it's our 50th golden necklace, great. Get a couple more, we get a free toaster. Sorcerer's Necklace. Also a pretty common drop around here. I wonder how the game would play if we went for a spell-focused build. Since we've got a limited number of charges per rest, I imagine we would be using consumables to restock those like crazy. Or just relying early on pretty heavily on our Mortal Blow ability. Wait, can we still not navigate over there yet? Oh, damn. We can't. Oh, yikes. Okay. Let me see then. Let me bring up, yeah, our big map. Were there other places where we could get goodies that were just clearly out of reach? I mean, I'm sure to access the next bit of the story, we're going to need to climb all the way up here. But, first, anything else we're missing? Because wasn't there a place where we could have gotten another scripture, but we just couldn't quite reach it? I don't know. We'll go back through and run through the whole world again to see later on, no doubt. At least we get some more karma while we're here. Those big guys give us a fair amount too, 200 a pop. And the smaller ones, it's what, 175? Oh, 130. Yikes. That is really, really good, as it happens. Good. Bad. Or is it these guys who give us... No, just 120. Okay, the ghouls pay out really well. Which I wouldn't have expected, given that they kind of seem to be the standard chaff enemy for this zone. And of course, explosive mummies give you absolutely nothing, just nightmares. Flip says ghouls are rich boys, ain't they? We're not too far off from yet another weapon upgrade. Okay, so let's head back over here then. We're not gonna have quite enough karma, are we? No. So, okay, why don't we blow these on a few levels then? Okay, so there's a castle we need to, or a key we need to get to access the castle to the west. That's one area in which we could progress, but to do that, we're going to need to double jump, no doubt. Double jump a lot. Only 2 levels, yikes. How about 1 activity, 1 strength? Seal breaker stones, beautiful. What upgrade can we purchase with this? We're getting closer to taking less damage from those spikes I have a terrible habit of running myself into all the time. That's always a positive. I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point we're running a straight-up glass cannon build, but I don't mind, really. Oh, hello again, priest. Goodbye again, priest. Ah, right, this is a place we needed to double jump. Recall this, just barely, tantalizingly out of reach during our first journey through the tower. The merchant's key? Well, what on earth is this? All-purpose key that's capable of unlocking any door and was created by the merchant using steel. Right, that's the one he described, so that should allow us to make it through the yellow barriers? I want to say? Can we access the tower top yet, though? Probably not. We only get 5 karma from destroying the haunted guns, or bow guns, rather. That's a shame. All the rich people are partying down in the basement, I guess. Oh, this is the tower top. We just could have accessed this place a lot earlier? Huh. Seal breaker stone, sorcery book. But of course we'll need to access it from another area. That makes sense. It appeared to be a very short area, though. Just exploring that one screen got us over 5% of its map. I love games like this that are exploration-based and give you, like, exploration or, like, map completion percentages, though. I just go crazy for stuff like that. Alright, bring him down. Nice, nice. Our 1500th Sorcerer's Necklace. It'll be a valued addition to the armory. Ooh. There we go. Alright, so I assume now we need to access Castle Heart. I wonder if that's like its proper place name, like it's Castle Heart, or if that area refers to the heart of the castle. Since another zone we progressed through earlier was just called Dungeon, I assume I've probably been saying it wrong the entire time, and it's the latter. Yeah, we'll just head this way and hit our teleporter. And grab a level while we're here. One more in Vitality, how about you? Okay, so we want the yellow door, so that'd be not Forest of Civilization, but... Wait, there might be an area we can jump up to right in the entrance of the tower. Let's see. Let's see first. I saw a little hole in our map that we've yet to explore. Tendrils can't do jack to us at this point, thankfully. I don't believe we get anything from them, though. We would have to destroy the monsters themselves. Oh wait, this is just like a path we didn't explore at all. Silly me. Oh right, because I think we got distracted by the Dwarf King just as soon as we set foot in the door and totally forgot about everything else. Ah. How much health do we have, just as a reference? 436, okay. And we're dealing, on average, more damage than we have HP with every swing. That's brilliant. Which means that our healing pages, too, really are just about useless. Oh right, this was the shortcut we already opened. Okay. Well, alright. We explored a little bit. That's something. Down we go. Ooh! A melee attack from all those guys? I mean, I'm sure we did see it last night, but I didn't remember it. I love that the slimes will, like, telekinetically just levitate themselves and try to bop you on the nose if you get too close. Adorable. Over we go. And now we want to reach the... not the canal. This might actually be the closest to our destination. Okay, so back through the Forest of Civilization we go. Fortunately, we unlocked lots of shortcuts when we came through here the first time around. Oh, and according to our map completion percentage, there's a lot of this zone we haven't seen yet. Oh yeah, and our damage output is much nicer. Yeah, this is an area we couldn't access before. What's in the box? Exquisite lunar ring, karma fragment, and some perfume. Alright. Love seeing that. The lunar ring, I think, just boosts defense considerably. That or occult power, one or the other. Okay, let's avoid the thorns as best we can. I do like that you can jump straight through a lot of platforms, though. Oh god, tentacle monster, no. At least we can roll them now, too. Is this where we'll find our gate? Yep. Perfect! Now, what's on the other side? A few more screens of the forest, right? And loot we can now acquire. Sealbreaker stone and a large health potion. Nice. Oh, what is this? Some kind of ogre? Or orc? Don't like those little hovering ghoul heads. They steal our karma. We need that. Hey, Bunny, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. No, we're done with Hollow Knight for the time being. It may come back, but right now we're exploring other Metroidvanias I've been able to find. This is a little, independent Korean game called 3000th Duel, and it's honestly not half bad. We've been having a good amount of fun with it so far, and my complaints, characteristically ubiquitous, have been really few. I've been enjoying the hell out of this one. I hope you've been well. Thank you for joining us tonight. We cleared everything out there, didn't we? Yeah, I suppose so. Alright, well, as per usual, our healing item is pretty damn worthless. I have to be honest with you, fortunately we don't need it too much in the course of regular exploration, but as far as games with, like, replenishing healing items, you know, that will be restocked at checkpoints go, I don't want to say Souls-like, because this game isn't really, this might be one of the weakest I've ever seen. I mean, I guess when you've got our kind of damage input, that really doesn't matter, but all the same. Is this going to bring us to the castle? Sure does feel like it. Oh, hello. Hello, little deer man. Path that leads to the castle's rear gate. Okay. And so, monsters that inflict bleed, pervade the castle. Alright, we've made it to the heart of the castle. Whoa! Haunted armors? Can we damage them? No, we cannot. Not at present, anyway. Destroying the candle doesn't change anything. I think maybe there might be something in the environment we have to destroy in order to render them vulnerable. Oh, the mad slimes are back. Love those guys. They try so hard. What's through here? And I did see the treasure over there. Ay, ay, ay. Jesus Christ, you think this is long enough? Whoa. Alright, enemies aren't too durable though, so we are in fact in the right place. Precarious though it may be. Oof. They also deal dark damage, which is kind of unsurprising, I guess. Angel says it's no path of pain. No, it is not. Sealbreaker stone, iron boots, and a healing bead. Okay, what do the boots do? They've got to be an accessory, right? Wearing them decreases the amount of damage you take from running into thorns slightly. Ah, we're about to get a skill. In fact, we can now get a skill that will ameliorate that significantly. So there we go. No, the Path of Pain is something that I can or will never do. that is absurd. It's got a beautiful theme, but definitely not worth the effort. Okay, we definitely need to grab whatever's on the floor and then get out to heal up. Thank God we can double jump now. Is there going to be a checkpoint early on in here? Gonna take that as a big no. So let's head back outside to save up. Just, you know, better safe than sorry. I think maybe those armors will only fire off their javelins if we enter, like, the little blue radius surrounding them. Angel says, nah, people do Path of Pain all the time on Twitch. It's basically free if you throw enough time at it. I've rarely seen anyone fully stop halfway through and said, fuck it, I'm not doing it. Oh, right. If it's something you, like, commit to, certainly. It's just not my kind of thing, you get me? If there were unique treasures or really cool rewards for completing it, I would be down. But since it's basically just for bragging rights, it's definitely not for me. Or if there were, like, unique enemies to fight somewhere along the way or at the end, like there are in 4-ish out of 5, no, 5 out of 5 Pantheons. That's the kind of stuff that I go nuts for, and would be perfectly willing to subject myself to pain for. Alright. That knight did jack all. How's our fireball looking, by the way? Oh, short range, but pretty good, honestly. Healthy damage. Eclipse says, I like the challenge, but I do like some payoff as well. Right, exactly. I'm the same. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Hello there, big fella. You're just an environmental hazard, ain't you? Yes, you are. Oh, boy. Bit on the generic side, but very cool looking, I think. I don't want to get hit by that axe a single time, because I would bet that's a one-hit kill. MC says, though, sometimes my payoff is literally people's enjoyment. Aw, it's very kind. And yeah, I know the feeling. Angel says, yeah, I find the satisfaction of I did the thing to be my biggest motivator. I'm always motivated by content. Like, if there is a purpose in-game behind doing the thing, I will do the thing. If I get to see something new, experience something new, if there's a new challenge or whatever, I will give it a try. If it's something literally just for bragging rights that doesn't increase my capabilities or give me new challenges beyond that, perfectly cool for others, but I'll pass. Oh, let's see. Is it worth going back to get that treasure box in the lower right-hand corner? Maybe not, but it is worth getting this. Hello. Hold on. Angel says technically the biggest bombshell in the lore is at the end of Path of Pain. I know, kinda, sorta. And Eclipse says people enjoy games in different ways. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely so. Now hold on, though. I saw another treasure. Maybe we have to drop down into a boss arena and then we can go across and get our goodies? Huh. Yeah. That must be it. That's gotta be it, in fact. Because I can't see... Unless we get like a triple jump or something and navigate across here. Hup. Okay, we can't cannot make that jump yet. We might get a third jump at some point, given the, like, iron wing symbol on the critical skill ladder. So we might need to come back late game for some kind of bonus boss or something. Always enjoy those. Oof. What's down here? There we are. More orcs. Which just seem to be slightly more mobile versions of the skeleton guardsmen we encountered earlier in the game. Not bad at all. So far, aside from the mini spike path gauntlet, or the mini spike gauntlet, and the giant knight serving as a background obstacle, nothing here seems super intimidating. I'm sure that's going to change when we encounter what's left of the crazed human king who's been intimated at throughout all the lore, but we'll see. Oh, this is a new type of Revenant. Flame Mage, I imagine? Yep. Any more durable than normal? Nope, they've all got more or less the same amount of health, all of 3 types of these Revenants that we've seen. Oh, is this going to spit us back out into the Forest of Old Memories? Ah, a shortcut and goodies. Dignified Ruby Necklace and Herb Bead, Sealbreaker Stone and Sorcery Book. Ask about the king. Humans were always a race of fire. They imbued their bodies and weapons with the power of fire, and that power surely grew with the use of dark karma. You must be ready to withstand fire. Are you ready for that? Oh. Clear telegraphing of what we gotta be ready for. Alright. Can we enhance the weapon, good sir? Almost. We can almost enhance the weapon. We don't have enough karma quite yet. The world is very interconnected. Angel says that one day the fire tribe came, right? Will we learn how to swim at any point? I'd imagine so. Or walk underwater, probably. Oh, yeah, I remember where we are. Nice, they're building shortcuts between zones into the world. That feels very like classic Egavania. Really like that. Like, the game on the whole, especially considering the fact that it was made probably on a very tight budget by a newer team, it seems really well made. Most of my complaints are either just my typical whinging, or nut necklace, I'm sorry, or they're extremely minor technical things about the way certain mechanics may feel. I don't have any major complaints against the game as a whole so far. Nut necklace. Wearing it increases ice resistance but decreases your flame resistance. Oh, well, we definitely don't want to wear that. There we go. Cliff says, every game is going to have a learning curve, and you can only feel how it makes you feel. Every opinion's valid, and it may change as you learn the intricacies, or it may not. Right, right. And I feel like, to be fair, this game's fairly simple in its mechanics, so its learning curve wasn't too steep. The balance on a couple areas, like maybe the mage boss, maybe was a little steep, but nothing exorbitant or anything like that. Like, so far, there's not been a single encounter I can point at here. Oh, I was so afraid that was a giant anvil in the back. A single encounter or a single stone, listen to me, just because we got a couple stones. A single zone I can point to and say, that is poorly made. Nowhere near. In which case, technically, something I couldn't say about Hellpoint, so there's that. Alright, let's find that king. Oh, lots of monsters. These red-eyed monsters all can, or mostly can, steal our karma, I believe. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god. There we go. Oh no, you don't. You could just take these from a distance. Or not. Oh, those things are nasty. Ooh. Yeah, the suits of armor seem passive if we don't violate their space. That's good to know. Especially seeing as we can't really damage them as far as I can tell. Alright, what's through here? Checkpoint soon, I would hope. Let's go ahead and pop a strength potion if we can. We've got a few of them. Again, I'm always better safe than sorry. There we go, there we go. I had a feeling we were coming up on one, but just had to make sure. Alright, we can buy 3 levels. Let's buy a couple... or 1 vitality and... maybe a couple strength? No, how about 1 vitality and a couple activity? Let's just increase our stamina a little bit more. And that usually means we're just a stone's throw from the boss, who is apparently going to be busting out fire attacks or burn attacks left, right, and center. That can only be interesting. Alright, that's kind of interesting. What's up here? Oh, it's a red-eyed poison slime. Haven't seen too many of these. And they do not despawn into a bunch of little droplets. Actually making them not quite as much of a pain, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure there's some way they can steal our karma, but... oh, hello. These things might be able to burn our box, so let's go ahead and get rid of them. Oh no, there's quite a few boxes we'll need to shove around, apparently. Goodbye. Whoa! It withstood all that? Nasty. Okay, what are the boxes for, then? Let's explore and see. There we go. Got him. Oh, and we got his cleaver, too, which is probably a bigger weapon, right? Yeah, it's a broadsword, so really heavy. And the Earth Ring. What? Oh, what does the Earth Ring do? It's a unique ring that smells like mud and has sprouts growing out of it. Wearing it increases attack drastically. Oh, sick. So we're definitely slapping that puppy on, making us even stronger. Oh, those orcish knights are tough, though. Ah, this is what we'll need the boxes for. We'll need to stack the second box atop the first, right? Yep. Ooh, perfect fit. Nice, nice! There we go. Now what awaits on the other side? The answer would best be goodies, and it is! Sealbreaker Stone, Karma Fragment, and a couple cheapo healing potions. I see more heals up there. Evil Spirit's Wand, which is an accessory, I would assume. No? It's a weapon? It's a sword. A sword that is somehow stronger than the one we already have. Even though it's been upgraded 3 times. Alright. Oh, but its critical hit chance is much, much lower. Well, let's go ahead and equip it over here. Alright, that looks kind of cute, to be honest. It's even got like a little Grim Reaper carved into the end. But its range seems, relatively speaking, very, very short. I think we'll stick with what we have for now, and it's not just because I've invested so much into our silly sword. Got plenty of good rewards for a very simple box-pushing puzzle, though, so I'm quite pleased with that little aside. Oh, yeah, and with our new ring, we deal an absurd amount of damage, especially on crits. And I think, just FYI, we will cut the stream after we clear this zone or defeat its boss. Fingers crossed that's something that will happen tonight. Oh, oh. No! Okay, so we don't have the height to clear that yet. We are gonna get a triple jump then, mark my words. We can grab one more level, and I think that level should be in Vitality. Ah, I can't access this yet. Wait, hold on. Yeah, there's nowhere else we can access. So we've got to go through the box room again. Yikes. Or we've got to uncover some kind of way to get to the top here, which does not exist at present. But I saw there might be a secondary path over here, see? Hole in the floor. Heal up. Really love the look of these guys with the ornamental armor along the backs. Oh, right, we could have gone down here. Totally forgot. Oh boy. It's more of this. Revenant down. Another nut necklace. Definitely not what we want against the king. Heal up. And up here we have... something. Ah, the base of that room we accessed our treasures from before. Or our treasures in before, I should say. I did not notice the little violet highlights on their armor before. That's actually really nice. Got just a splash of color. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, there's gonna be several levels of this, isn't there? Yep. Oh, just 2. Let's go ahead and pop a strength potion, because God knows we need it. Drink. Oh, hit us with the bleed anyway. Just like in Dark Souls, bleed's pretty nasty here and lasts a good long while, doesn't it? Gotta be nearing a shortcut back to our checkpoint, come on. Oh, Jesus Christ, again? What's up atop the tower? That's a boss, so our shortcut to the checkpoint has got to be through the Orc Knight. Okay, so without him, the little Magus is entirely on its own. And therefore, more or less, helpless. Another box puzzle room? Well, hold on, let's see what we need to do with these. Well, not really a box puzzle. Memory of fire and karma. The power of fire. The thing that benefited the humans and helped the kingdom prosper. When the research into fire started to feel like it was dwindling, the kingdom's wizard made a new discovery. Karma can extract truth from souls and monsters, and, when added to the power of fire, that power became amplified at an incredible speed. Those who have had power feel greater thirst for that power. The king, having forgotten his original intent, became even more obsessed with karma. Right, so karma's like a dark essence or energy. As we can extrapolate... Oh, and there's our skill. Hold on, skill, I'm coming. Ah. No! So close. Ah. So we'll just have to leave and reload the room. That's fine. I'm curious to see what crucial skill that is, though. And on the map, yes, this will feed back into our hub room, or our save point. Nice. Descending attack. Descending attack exploits enemies' weak point. The move is activated in midair, and there are different types for different types of weapons. Okay. So it's a midair attack. In this case, it is a downward diagonal, like, drop kick. It's pretty sweet, actually. So let's save, and upgrade our vitality again, why not? Now using our butt-ton of seal breaker stones, what do we want to work towards? Defense, stamina is restored when enemies are hit with dashes. Reduces damage from colliding with thorns. That sounds good to me, because I'm clumsy. And then we'll work our way towards defense. Save once more, just to be safe. Alright, y'all, let's take on the king, then. I am expecting pain. I am expecting a lot of pain. and burning. Wait, the mage with the strong purple highlights is actually a different model than the, standard mages, right? They have more health, too, I feel. Alright, Your Highness, let's see what you got for us. This will be the second monarch we've taken on. Oh, no. Oh, dear. The Tainted Crown. Okay, not gonna lie, that's a pretty good name. I'm waiting for the fire. The fire's probably gonna come in phase 2, right? Whoa! Okay. Oh, and he can't be directly attacked during this time, so we've got to wail on his minions. That's interesting. I think I get it. So, he's not going to be much of a threat, at least until phase 2. But he's going to force us to fight his guards pretty frequently. And the guards are definitely more dangerous than he is. I love his jaunty little walk cycle, though. You happen to know the pimp guards, my man? Okay, here we go. Oof. Okay, there's the flame attack. Again? Oh, mages this time. Just the standard mages, though. Alright, you're toast. He's very sluggish, unlike the last couple of bosses. And he's down! Much easier than the last couple. Fire Succession and Firewood. Oh, and we got his sword. Excellent. How does it compare with, say, King Vendrick's sword? Oh, it's really, really good. The royals worship fire and imbued their weapons, armor, and even bodies with its power. Their corruption and lust for fire. Is there something that links the two? Oh yeah, it is indeed a flame elemental weapon. Thank you, Eclipse. That was solid. I liked the gimmick. I liked the gimmick of having to focus down his courtiers, who, if you noticed, actually, at least in the case of the spear throwers, the javeliners, acted far more passively than normal, like trying to stay out of our reach just to perpetuate the period during which we could not harm him. As opposed to just having to tussle with the king one-on-one. That was nice. When this game has done gimmick fights like this, or like the Executed Knight, they've generally been really good, I've found. Okay, let's just see what's on the other side, and then we'll call it a stream. Oh, we're back at the top of the castle. Oh no, this is the top of the castle, not the top of the tower. My bad. Is this just like a second zone of the castle to explore with its own boss? Probably so. Yet another nut necklace. Ooh. So the elevator's broken, but we got the Dignified Darkness necklace and a healing bead. Okay. Dignified Darkness necklace just gives us phenomenal, like, elemental defense, I assume? Yeah. Okay, well, let's make it just a little further in, and we will call it. Oh, we can't swat the fire projectiles out of the air now, can we? For whatever reason. These guys are actually way more of a threat in rooms like this, where they've got plenty of vertical space to maneuver in. That is to say, that doesn't just lead to them being stuck in walls. Okay, so here's our save. Here's our lobby, I guess, right? We've already explored almost 2/3 of the game world, which is crazy to think to me. We've just been plowing through this one. Alright, Portal. That's as good a time as any to call it, I think. Yeah, this has been more of 3000th Duel. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me for this stream. I've really enjoyed this game so far. Again, it's very basic. Its elements, the, like, mechanics, and, like, ways to build a character that it offers the player, all fairly streamlined, all fairly fundamental. But everything, for the most part, minor issues with balancing aside, is made exceedingly well. So shout out to the good folks at Neo Popcorn Corp for putting together a really phenomenal project. I really enjoy this game. And I've been playing so many wonderful indie games on console and PC that have come out of Korea recently. It seems to be such a thriving, promising scene for young, really ambitious developers. I can't wait to see what else the region brings us in the future, because this, man, this is rock solid. I went into this expecting to find something like Immortal Unchained I could kind of riff on. No, again, it's basic, it's simple, it's pretty no frills, but what we have here is really robust, and it feels great in your hands. So I hope you can join me tomorrow for the continuation of this game. I hope to dedicate as many as 4 hours of Sunday to it, and, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get quite close to beating the game. Until then, thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you, and goodbye.